Shana Tova, friends. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everybody that's here in the room that I've learned is not called a church. It's called a sanctuary. Welcome to all our friends joining in from far, far away. There's familiar faces and there's new faces. The communities are repopulating themselves the last couple of years, and we're excited about that. It comes with its downsides and it comes with its upsides. So if you haven't been to Temenos before, welcome. We're thrilled to have you and be making the space that we make here that we think is pretty unique, and we think that the rest of the world should take our instruction and go about it and sprinkle it more places, and we hope that they do. Okay, we're going to shake some things out. Everything is bodily. We start bodily, so take up your hands like this. Shake. Yes. Yes. You gotta shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Wiggle my waggles away. Sillies, demons, what's the difference? You gotta shake, shake, shake my demons out. Shake, shake, shake my demons out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Wiggle my waggles away. To be in the world is to accumulate a lot of stuff on you, some of which will help you, some of which will not. We want to shake off the stuff that's not. If your hands are good, do your elbows a little bit. Shoulders. Oh. Maybe your neck. We're going to make a new you. You're going to go out the door and it's going to be a new year. And so we want you to have a new body, and a new heart, and a new spirit. Give your tushy a good shake. That's where all of my demons live. How about the knees? Give your knees a something, a squeeze. Ow. Yeah, it hurts sometimes. Okay, ankles and toes. Take a breath in and breathe it all the way down into your toes. That's good. We're ready to breathe. Oh, we're ready to breathe. Okay. We're going to breathe in, and this time when we exhale, we're going to make a nice loud noise in whichever kind of noise you would like to make, okay? Ready? Breathe in. One more time. Breathe in. Exhale. You know, I wrote the sermon tonight, and it was really like rated R. It was like for adults, and it was terrible and sorrowful and all of that. And then we're going to have to do a kid-friendly service, so it's going to be great. I'm good on my toes. And maybe that's how it should be. The kids are the best teachers. You guys know that we have so much inside of us that needs to scream, right? All the adults want to scream, but we don't know how to scream, or we don't make places for screaming, but the kids know how to scream very well. Let's do 2 more of those breaths with noise, and then we're going to try to be quiet. Breathe in. One last one, and then I'm going to teach you what the adults know that the kids don't know. Breathe in. Exhale. Okay, my friends, now we're going to learn something called holding the Spirit. You have a soul inside of you, and we're going to hold the Spirit. So put your hands on your heart, and we're going to breathe gently now. Breathe in, and exhale gently. 2 more breaths. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Two more. Breathe in. Exhale. Last breath. Breathe in. Exhale. Take our hands and cover our eyes. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של יום טוב להדליק נר של יום טוב. We're going to look at page 7. We're going to make 2 prayers back to back. For the second one, Max is going to need his E-Hef flat. Or not. There is a man, an incredible man in Gaza named Ahmed Abu Amsa, and he's a music teacher to children, and wherever he goes, he sets up tents or whatever's available, and he brings all the children, many of them orphans, whoever are there, and he has a guitar, and if there's another musician around, he welcomes the musician. And they make joy for the children of Gaza that have lost everything. And it's amazing the energy he has and what he's capable of doing for the children. The people of Gaza have to live with the sound of drones, which are these planes that fly over their heads, and they're dangerous. The drones are dangerous. They could hurt you, the drones, and they make a really terrible noise. They make a noise that goes like this, bzzz. And the people have to listen to those noises all the time, and your ears are so wise that when they hear a noise that's worrisome, it teaches your body to worry. And did you know that if you hear birds tweeting, do you know what it means? It means it's safe because the birds know that there's no predators in the forest, and so they can tweet. And if you don't hear birds, you should be careful because there might be a bear nearby. But the drones make this terrible noise that the people have to hear all the time. And imagine how unpleasant it would be to have to hear for years of your life or much of your life. Bzzz, that is making you worry, even if you don't want to worry. And Ahmed took the drone, which, and the word for in music, when we want to make a drone, which is a noise that forms a bed that you can play a song on top of. And usually when we make a drone, Max will play like this, and it's the most beautiful thing. We can all go to sleep because Max is making this drone bed for us to sleep in. So Ahmed took the drone and he sang in the same key as the drone. He said, شيل شيل يا جمالي شيل يا وتقبل دم الشهيد معطر بالهيل يا ليل ويل ويل عالظالمين لانهم بين الله أثر على نجوم الليل أنا داويله. And he had all the kids sing on top of the drone like this. And it's become the song now that everybody's taking. They're taking this song, and musicians all over the world are taking his recording from inside of Gaza with the children, and they're playing their own music on top. So we're going to sing it as just a melody first. We'll learn just the melody a few times, and then Zafar's going to lead us in the Arabic, and we'll try to pick up some of that. let's teach you. Zafar is going to teach you.
So the first phrase, it could be shale, shale.
Shale, shale.
So the note is shale, shale.
Shale, shale.
Al-Jammali.
Al-Jamali.
But you could say al. It's a, but it's al-Jammali. So shale, shale, al-Jammali, shale.
Shale, shale, al-Jamali, shale.
Hawattak ballah.
Hawattak ballah.
So the whole thing, shale, shale, al-Jammali, shale. Hawattak ballah. One more time. 3, 4.
Shale, shale, al-Jamali, shale.
Hawattak ballah. Maybe just one phrase.
No more.
More, okay. Second one, دم الشهيد دم الشهيد دم الشهيد معطر بالهيل
دم الشهيد معطر بالهيل
3 4
دم الشهيد معطر بالهيل.
You're not loud enough. 3 4
دم الشهيد معطر بالهيل.
ليل يا ليلو.
ليل يا
ليلو. Together 3 4
ليل ليل يا ليلو.
So the whole thing, دم الشهيد معطر بالهيل ليل يا ليلو.
دم
الشهيد
معطر بالهيل
ليل يا ليلو.
دم الشهيد معطر بالهيل
ليل يا ليلو.
That's good. Let's the rest.
Yeah.
We'll do the second part. One more time.
شيل شيل عالجمال شيل حوضتك بالله دم الشهيد معطر بالهيل ليل يا ليلو. شيل شيل عالجمال شيل
يا
حوضتك بالله
دم الشهيد معطر بالهيل. Bless you يا ليلو. ويل الظالم ويل ويل من الله.
أسهر على نجوم الليل أنا داويله. شيل شيل عالجمال شيل يا حوضتك بالله دم الشهيد معطر بالهيل ويل يا ليلو. ويل ويل عالظالم ويل ويلو من الله. نسهر على نجوم الليل أنا داويله.
Thank you, Zaf. We're going to do one not in the book. The words are really simple. Ahava, Ahava, Rabbah, Ahavtanu. Ahavtanu. Ahava, Rabbah, Ahavtanu. Means you have loved us with great love. Which one do you want? It's an E. Oh, it's nice.
Yeah. E minor.
Major. guys hold me. I need somebody to hold me. I need a lot of people to hold me. You know what? I found my fear this year, and it was a big fear. It's not an easy thing to find your fear. Do you want to know what my fear was? I'm afraid to let people hold me. I had what Winnicott calls a primary agony of not being able to trust the way I was held. And so I'm afraid of letting people hold me. And it affects many areas in my life. And I chose to become a rabbi so I could hold everybody else and nobody would have to hold me. He calls that a defense mechanism. This is not a joke, this is utterly serious. But if we do it with sweet music and a little bit of laughter, it makes it easier to address how serious it is. On your book, on the first page, is a drawing I made a night or two ago. The Kabbalists call this the tree of life, Eitz Chaim, and we are the real Kabbalists. The people that wear the outfits, it's not them. Some of them, but not the majority. They got it wrong. That's why I went to rabbinical school. I didn't want to trust anybody. I said, you guys are getting it all wrong. I'm going to go to rabbinical school so I can straighten this whole thing out. And I had some fantastic teachers that helped get me through, so God bless my teachers. One of my other teachers, he'd say, be cool, stay in school. That's what I'm going to say to you, Castle. Be cool, stay in school. We got rabbis in training. Okay. Love and fear locate themselves in the right and left hands, so lift up your right and left hand. And nothing's dimensional, nothing's flat. We're circles and spheres, everything spins and moves. But if we had to flatten ourselves into dimensional beings, in the right hand would be love. Big love. All the people that loved you best in the world and held you best in the world, pull it into your right hand. It's going to need to be really big, the love in this right hand. We call this chesed, compassion, big love. Zafar holds me with big love. Max holds me with big love. Coco holds me with big love. Ani holds me with big love. Lily holds me with big love. John holds me with big love. Nezzy holds me with big love. Wendy holds me with big love, and she's a new friend. We don't even know each other yet. Okay, is it big in the left hand? You feel it's bigger than the right hand right now, yes? Okay, left hand. Left hand starts out as strength, power, and might. The god Ares. But Ares can turn very quickly to fighting. Courage can become power, and power, when not balanced with the right hand, can become fear. And fear, not balanced with the right hand, can become evil very, very quickly. And we've said it's not okay to be afraid. Don't talk about your fears. You can lower your elbows if you need some support. You can lay them in your lap even, maybe that's easier. But if you feel great holding them up, do your thing. But if you'd like to put them in your lap, it'll still work. We're calling this year the Book of Fear because I realized we needed to talk about fear. We were talking about other things. People were talking about anti-Semitism when really they were afraid. They were scared. And they couldn't say, I'm afraid, I'm scared, and I don't know which of my fears are real and which of my fears are ingrained in me from the generations that have oppressed my ancestors. I can't tell the difference. I'm afraid. Will you help me? Can you hold me and help me with my fears? And when I've talked about fear, we don't have training in this, and so the rooms are we don't know what to do exactly. And so I've been counseled. We need to make sure the right hand is really big if we're going to explore what's in the left hand. We need to make sure it's enclosed with infinite big love. Okay, so we're going to do the left hand, but first we're going to do the right hand. And anybody who came to High Holidays called the Book of Fear had some courage. So thanks for coming. I think we have a profound work to do for the world. We're going to sing Ahava. I'll call, you'll respond. Ahava, 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 Ahava Ramba, Ahava Ramba, Ahavta. Avtanu, Ahavta. Again, Ahava, Ahava, Ahava Ramba, Ramba. Ahavta, Close your eyes and find some stillness. We're going to call out the Shema together after a few breaths. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, ושרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. מחמוך on page 11.
Aharon Ahata Adonai Galan Israel.
We're going to make a prayer for peace. Shalom, peace, on page 12. If we've ever heard of such a thing, shalom, peace. Shalom means wholeness. I'm going to give away the sermon early. There's a great teaching that's going to pop out in the sermon that says, if you want to find the place that's whole, make sure it has fear inside of it. If you go to the place of fear, it will be whole. Our friend Coco is going to read a poem in the middle of the song.
פרוסה עלינו סוכת שלומך ותקננו בעצה טובה לפניך והושיע פרוסה עלינו סוכת שלומך ותקננו בעצה טובה לפניך והושיענו.
prepare for the days of awe. Here I am planted in front of you, in front of my fellow conspirators in prayer, to pray for myself and on behalf of my community. Some of the people here I know, I love them. Some of the people here I don't know, I love them too. Empty me of all that separates me from you and from everything I love the most. I am a vessel, an instrument, a harp on the edge of the bed, the wind blowing through me. Play me like a harp, a flute, an oud. Empty me of that combative Detroit, get out of my face or I'll wipe the floor with you attitude. Substitute here your own obstacles, and when you do, take a moment to name them. What is it that separates you from God and all you love the most? As for me, I will love as purely and as wholly as I can. May my prayers, my actions, my life be rescued from the externals. Let all our prayers rise uninterrupted like doves straight to heaven. Let us be guided to the sacred heart of the world. Let us never lose our yearning for peace, depth, and beauty. Let us honor our fathers and mothers, our grandfathers and grandmothers, all our holy ancestors who rest at the foot of the throne of glory. With our prayers, our actions, our song poems today and all days, let us be rescued from the externals. Did I mention that? Let us remember that nothing in God's creation is ever lost. Bless us. O God, one God, only God, lonely God, bless us, everything. Amen.
Okay, everybody give a little shake out. Happy New Year, everyone. What a sweet night to share together. How you doing? A little better than you walked in? I think we should have ceremony every night, 3 times a day. That's how they used to do it. You prayed 3 times a day, and so every night you got the feeling of it. And you didn't have to hold it all by yourself because there was a group to hold it together with. And we don't do that anymore, and so we're all alone, trying to hold the whole world when it's really impossible to do that. So that's why they said get together 3 times a day. 10 people if you can, and hold it together. So thanks for holding me tonight. I was sent to a therapist when I was 17 for the first time. I don't remember anything. I don't remember the therapist. I don't remember what we talked about. I remember a little bit of the room. It was a white square room and there were glass windows. You could see green things outside. I remember one question she asked me. She asked me, "What are your fears?" And I couldn't locate them. I couldn't answer her question. And I remembered that. Rabbi Kalonimus Kalman Shapira was the rabbi of the Warsaw Ghetto. His son and daughter and sister-in-law were killed in the Nazi bombardment of Warsaw in September 1939. And over the course of his years in the ghetto, as the Jews of Warsaw were starved, he ran a secret synagogue. He made a mikvah, he performed weddings, he worked where the lucky ones of the ghetto worked, at Schultz's shoe factory. And on Shabbat afternoons, he would give teachings on the weekly Torah portion for a community struggling to make sense of the experience of fear, dehumanization, starvation, cruelty. And when it became clear that the ghetto was going to be emptied, he had his teachings buried in a large milk container. And it was found after the genocide by a construction worker. It had been titled by Rav Shapira, Torah Innovations from the years 5700 to 5702, 1939 to 1942. It was published in Israel in 1960 under the pseudonym Eish Kodesh, Sacred Fire. Years later, it appeared in a critical edition called Sermons from the Years of Rage. He quotes a verse from the prophet Isaiah in November of 1939. On that day they will blow the great shofar, and they will come, those who were lost in the land of Assyria and those who were exiled in the land of Egypt. And when I was reading this, I remembered the verse because I was taught it as a young kid growing up in an Orthodox Zionist song, and I bet Erwin knows the song, of course. Uva uva uvtim be'eretz hashor v'hanidachim be'eretz Mitzrayim ve'ishtachavu l'Hashem be'ar HaKodesh ve'ishtachavu l'Hashem be'ar HaKodesh. I really liked the song as a kid. It's a nice melody. Ve'ishtachavu l'Hashem be'ar HaKodesh ve'ishtachavu l'Hashem be'ar HaKodesh Birushalayim, 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 Birushalayim. It's nice, yeah? We would do it good. We would do it very different than how I had heard it as a young kid. The song is about the exiles of the Jewish people and the dream of one day being able to return to Jerusalem. Imagine him teaching that verse to the people in a dark basement, hiding somewhere in the Warsaw Ghetto, starving on Shabbat, so there's no light. Maybe there's a candle. And here's how he interprets the verse. He says, there are people who are lost, and there are those who are simply outcast. I'm reading his words. The outcast person has merely been exiled from his location to another place, but he can still be seen and recognized. A person who is lost, however, is neither visible nor recognizable. When the troubles are as great as they are at present, as we see plainly Jewish men have had their beards shorn off, they become unrecognizable as Jews from the outside. Then as the terrible persecutions and unbearable tortures beyond description persist, we watch people becoming unrecognizable even from the inside. In these terrible circumstances, a person may lose himself completely and be unable to recognize himself at all. He could no longer recall how it felt on the Shabbos even a year ago, or how he felt during the week before praying or after praying. He has been stepped upon and crushed until he no longer feels that he is a Jew or knows whether he is a human being at all, or an animal without any faculties with which to feel. This is the level of being truly lost and absent. To have witnessed the genocide of Gaza is to be a lost soul. Not merely outcast from a place, but to have become unrecognizable to oneself because the evil, horror, terror we have witnessed daily for 2 years from our phones has shattered some of our most core beliefs of life, of humanity. And I'm merely speaking to those of us who sit on the privileged sidelines. Ours is some infinitely small fraction of the soul loss working its terror through the people of Gaza. To be Palestinian, to be Arab, will entail another form of soul loss that I cannot speak to, though I can imagine the slaughter and dehumanization of my own people, because it already has been. And to be a Jewish person raised on a love of Jewish wisdom and culture, the intertwining of family and celebration and food, resilience to the oppression of our history, pride in our ancestors and stories, tasked with the repair of the world, tikkun olam, never again, and then to watch never again happen before our very eyes, to watch other Jews, friends, teachers, colleagues post and wave blue flags, defend the complicated, to watch the six-pointed star rearrange itself into a swastika. At moments of profound loss, when visions of the world that held us hold us no longer, the soul yearns to deepen. We cannot be who we were before this. It's not possible, and anybody who's trying to be who they were before is pretending. And so the soul has to shatter and break down and descend to an underworld. It has to dig to a depth that is not dug to before. Some months ago, when someone defending genocide was yammering about anti-Semitism in Fort Lauderdale, while Israeli snipers were sniping, I realized that something was missing from the conversation. This was the fear moment. We're not talking about fear. Let's talk about the thing that's not being spoken about. And it makes sense for Jewish people to be afraid after thousands and thousands of years of persecution. And so imagine how big the fear is. Imagine if it were a demon given a form, how vast it would be. I remember a moment I was 8 years old, standing outside a kosher pizza shop in St. Louis, Missouri. I went to school with the owner's daughter, Danielle. I remember her face. I remember her father's face. I don't remember what transpired. I remember nothing of that moment, but I remember in that moment I was being taught to fear non-Jews. I was being told to fear Christians, Goyim, black people, Schwarzes. I remember it in my body, and I remember knowing in my core that it was wrong, that someone was trying to pass on to me something that I didn't want a part in. Some part of me even then knew that every human being was created in the image of God. When I began rabbinical school, I had a game that I played with myself. The books are vast. The Talmud is like this. My great-grandfather wrote a book called The Whole Torah with all the commentaries. It's like this. And he didn't finish. He didn't get to the end. He died in the middle. The book was so big. And I said, I'm going to go through every single book, and I'm going to collect the gems. I'm going to collect all the best stuff, and I'm going to make a document that has all of it so that we know the stuff that we want to make the new Judaism out of. Mystical, feminist, post-tribal. I'm going to correct the religion. I'm going to collect the gems and all the other stuff. It's fine. You don't need it. And so I would go through the Talmud like this, very fast, skim, 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 skim. And if there was a gem, I'd put it in my document. And often you'd have to turn a lot of pages before you got to a gem. Sometimes there would only be one gem in a whole book. Now, what if I was doing it entirely wrong? What if all of the material in the in-betweens, there was dripping in fear? What if that was the material that needed attention before we could get to the gems of what the future might be? I have a quote in front of me which I won't read to you that's terribly hateful, and it's one of many in the Talmud. I'm saving us time so we can get to a good practice that I want to do in the end. I wrote a lot of pages, and now I'm good at knowing what needs to come and what doesn't need to come. Okay, Nachman of Bratslav, another rabbinic teacher, and he has a very strange, unique mind. He's got a fantastic story about a rooster that I love telling to children, and I'll get up there on the stage and balk like a rooster. It's about illness and healing, and how if you really want to be with a person while they're healing, you have to get in the place with them. You have to get into the muck. And so if you want to heal somebody who thinks they're a rooster, you have to be willing to be a rooster. He gives over a teaching commenting on the Zohar where he says, in the place where there is fear, there you will find wholeness. In the place where there is fear, there will you find wholeness. Why is the place of fear whole? Because fear is the last thing we want to include. It's exiled to the periphery. It's the bottom of the underworld. It's the thing we least are willing to deal with. But if you want to sing songs about wholeness, about oneness, about non-duality, about an all, if you want to be a spiritual person, you have to welcome fear. And at the end, he gives an answer to a question that I think is one of the most important questions that I'm trying to prove for all of us. The question is everything political? How much of our lives do we have to connect to the political? Are spirit and justice walking hand in hand, or can you be a spiritual justice and not, can you be a spiritual person and not do justice work? And often now, when I want to know about somebody, everybody's got their Instagram page, and you can go very quickly and check out. And somebody said, oh, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? And I go and look on the page, and it's branding this, branding that, the whole thing branded, all really nicely. Lots of spiritual teachings, but not one mention of the starving children. Preaching non-attachment, non-attachment, non-attachment. Look at how attached you are to your stupid Instagram page that you can't do one little thing for the people that are starving. So Nachman has an answer to this question that I think is really beautiful. He quotes a verse from the laws of prayer and sacrifice that says, anyone who is blemished shall not bring an offering. Anyone who is blemished shall not bring an offering. And back then, the offering had to be pure, and the person who brought it had to be pure. But really, they were intuiting something else. They just kind of were focused on the wrong thing. And Nachman gets it right. He says when he is not blemished, that means not blemished, that means to be able to bring the offering in a place where there is fear. If you're leaving your fears out, you can't bring the offering. And so his answer to the question doesn't have to do with fears of loss of money. People don't want to say something because you're going to lose, you're going to lose customers or you're going to lose relationships, fear of losing and connecting to loved ones. He says about soul. If you're not welcoming fear, if you're not willing to bring in the thing that to you is unmentionable in your context, your soul is not whole, and so you're trying to come and bring a prayer, but you're missing something. Okay, we're almost there. Fantastic. Everybody okay? Okay, my beloved Zivar, who the girls couldn't be here tonight, but I love her so much. I imagine she's watching. She's been my spiritual companion, and she laid a lot of this material on my desk and said, oh, this might be helpful to you, and she got it right every time. The Winnicott, she just laid on my desk. She said, oh, here's Winnicott. You're going to need this. And the other one, she said, here, this is called Feeding Your Demons. This is a book that I think you might like this year. Did everybody have their demon card? If you don't have one and you want one, somebody might bring them from the back. Castle's going to get them. Thank you so much, Castle. Okay, we're going to play a game. Would you like to play this game? If the game becomes hard for you and you need to step out into the fresh air, that's totally fine, okay? It's not an easy thing, and so if anybody needs to step out, we won't be offended. Castle's got demon cards. Did anybody need a demon card? Here they come. But we can start. Well, keep your hands up. Castle here in the front. Sarah on your right. Okay. Step one, you're going to choose a demon to work with. Okay? That might be an obstacle for you, like Coco spoke from Reb Jimmy's poem. It might be something that comes and whispers in your ear, and you know it's a voice that's not a helpful voice. It might be an emotion that you have trouble working with and allowing to move through you. And you don't have to be too careful because all the demons are friends with each other. So you might start with one, and the next one you'll find after doing the practice for a little bit that really you needed to work with this one. They're all friends with each other. They're like those the Russian dolls. You'll work with one, okay, you get to the next one, okay, the next one, okay, the next one. So we're going to start with one. And during this explanation of the game, if you have clarifying questions, you can ask because it might help other people. Any clarifying questions yet? I took a sauna last night. Was it last night? I think it was last night. I took a sauna last night, and I brought my sermons to go work on the material, and then somebody in the sauna was like, I know you. Do you play kickball? I was like, no, I don't play kickball. They're like, oh, you're the rabbi, the cool rabbi from the Woodstock thing. I was like, that's me. And so instead of getting to work on the sermons, we did the demon practice in the sauna. So it's been tested a few times. They had clarifying questions. Okay, now try to locate your demon on your body. Sometimes it might be on your backside in the map. It's sometimes on the backside of the body. Mine is in the lower hips. Is usually where it comes, also the backside of my heart. But listen to your body, and maybe it's a place you already know because it's a place of stagnation and pain. Try to listen now to the sensation and try and magnify it. Try and allow the sensation to be stronger than it normally would be. Try to listen for its rhythm and tempo, how fast or slow is it moving? Does it have color associated with it? Does it have emotion associated with it? Everybody okay so far? Okay, now we want to take all of those sensations and we want to give them a physical form of your demon. And when we do this, I'm going to go now in a second and make the physical setup. We're going to imagine that you're sitting before your demon. I'm going to set up 2 chairs here, and I want you to try and give physical form to the sensation in as much particularity as you can. What does it look like? How big is it? Does it have arms? Does it have many arms? Does it have legs? Does it have toes? Does it have fur? Does it have skin? Does it have scales? Is it holding anything? And I promise you'll feel better. I promise you'll feel better at the end, okay? So, and you're surrounded by love. You're surrounded in a good room. It's safe to work. Give it as much of an image as you can. And I'm going to set up the chairs, and then I'll give you the next step. Okay, everybody okay? Eyes closed, everybody looks good. We're practicing nicely. You're going to switch chairs, and now you're going to become the demon itself and feel how it feels to be the demon. I forgot one of the important parts. What are its eyes looking like? There's so much in the eyes because the eyes are the gateway to the soul. What's in the demon's eyes? You are the demon now. You feel how it feels to exaggerate that feeling. And now I want you to look at yourself from the demon's perspective. And what do you look like? Okay, now switch chairs again. Use yourself facing the demon. And we're going to ask it this question. What do you want? What do you need? What would satiate you? What are you hungry for? What good thing are you hungry for? What could I feed you that would nourish you? Any questions? Okay, do people have their thing that the demon wants to be nourished by, be fed with? Not yet. Sometimes it's a word. So for mine, I was working over the last couple of weeks with the demon of anger. My response to having boundaries broken again and again, being gaslighted and manipulated and lied to, I would respond to with anger when I was a young kid. And I didn't know how to control the demon. It would erupt and spill, and then that would become the thing that was the issue. And over the years, I've worked with it, but when Zivar gave me this practice, it felt like one of the quickest ways to be able to really... It's a Tibetan practice from a woman monk of the 11th century. It's called Chod. And the Tibetans are amazing because in this next step, there's a moment of self-annihilation that allows you to cut through. It means cutting through, Chod. You're going to cut through yourself and the demon, and it really cuts through the ego in a way that allows you to feed the demon and then it's diminished. Its power doesn't have the same hold on you once you've fed it with the thing that it wants to be fed. So we have a moon knife that I made this morning sitting on the table. And we have a cup from my grandparents' wedding sitting on the table. And we have bells and we have drums. Those are the elements of the ceremony. And the final step, which is the practice, which we're going to do in a second, is that you take the substance that the demon asked for. I was working with anger, and my demon wanted truth. It wanted truth. It felt that if it was fed truth, it wouldn't be as angry. And so every breath, you dissolve your body, you dissolve your physical body into the nectar of the substance of truth, and you feed it to the demon. My demon of anger, I fed it truth over the course of many breaths, over many weeks. And when you do that, the demon changes, it alters form, and you want to feed the demon until it's fully nourished, if possible. And when you get to the end of the practice, it's possible that you'll be left not with a demon, but with an ally, someone that can help you. But we're going to do the practice first. Now I need to introduce one more major element, okay? We're working with our personal demons, but we're also working with the collective demon, and we're always working with both of them at the same time. The personal is reflected in the collective reflected in the personal. They're always interchanging. And so the demon that I couldn't take on my own was the demon of Jewish fear, the collective demon of Jewish fear, of the residue of all our ancestors' fears that were substantiated over thousands and thousands of years. And I imagine this demon, it was much vaster than I could feed myself. It was black and swampy, and it had eyes of all the ancestors that had ever lived. Some sad, some confused, some lost, some angry. And I asked it what it wanted, and it wanted safety. It said, "Feed me safety." So we're going to do the practice now, okay? And we're going to do it with a song from the Western Sahara, not from Tibet, because this is the music that I know, and we're going to feed the demons. We'll do a brief practice tonight, and I hope we'll do a more extended one tomorrow. And I think theater is interesting, so if you'd like to come and sit, we're going to call this chair the chair we sit in, and this is going to be the demon chair. If you'd like to come sit in the chair while we make the prayer and feed the demons, we'll pray over you, and we'll pray together as we're doing it. So if you'd like to come sit for 30, 40 seconds, unless you're a crew that doesn't mind how late we're here. I don't mind how late we're here. We could make demon prayers all night. Okay? Feed the demons. Are you ready? Are you scared? I think we should be a little scared, but not too much. I've never done it before. We're up for experiments at Temenos. Sometimes things go well, sometimes less well, but we always learn things, and then we do it again the next day. Tomorrow when we do it, we're going to sing a sweet song, and then a spicy song, and then a sweet song. Tonight, we're just going to go straight to the spicy, because that's what tonight dictates. The spicy is on page 15. I pulled verses from the book of Lamentation when Jerusalem was sieged, written by Jeremiah, and under siege, the children were starving. I pulled these verses. So while I make the prayer, I'm going to have my demons in front of me and the Jewish communal demon And I trust that you'll have your demons and our communal demon together, and we'll feed it the nectars. We'll dissolve, we'll feed, we'll dissolve, we'll feed. And maybe on Yom Kippur we'll find an ally. Just one chair, not that chair. That's good. Stay. השמורות, שכחי חמיים ליבך, נוכח פני אדוני. הלילה לראש השמורות, שכחי חמיים ליבך, נוכח פני אדוני. לשון יודק, מרחם על מעל, נפח לימבי וקרבי, לא מריתי ומירונים בלילה, השמורות שבחי חמיים ליבך, נוכח פני אדוני. It's a really big thing to take on. So I'm grateful to everyone to come and be a part of taking such a thing on. I think we're going to need a flock of congregations, not one congregation, but a flock of congregations to do this work. But we have to do this work. Let's say the Mourner's Kaddish, honor all of our ancestors, honor anyone who's in a time of mourning and has lost someone in the last weeks or days or months or years. I'm grateful for the blessings of our ancestors, new ancestors, and old ancestors. On page 17, Yitgadal v'yitkadash mei rabbah, be'alma divrach rutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, b'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach leolam lalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birachata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlam rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May great peace flow like a fountain, comforting all of those who mourn. May our ancestors bless us with strength. May they hear and be healed by our prayers, the ones who left the world, the ones leaving the world in such painful ways. May they benefit from our work. Okay, we're going to go out with a new one, a new song. I asked my friend Yulia to help me with a song because writing lyrics in English is a horrible task that I never wish upon any human being. And anybody who does this work, you are a god. So thank you, Yulia, I'm so thrilled with what we made, and it took a few different tries. So the melody that we played in the beginning, you guys remember that one? Sweet thing, we were kind of like waltzing like camels through the desert. It comes from Mauritania, from Western Sahara. La 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 lam, la 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 lam, la lam. Thank you. So it goes all the way to this note in the bottom. If you can sing this note with me, sing this note. Lum. Great, that's the low end. Then it goes to this note on the top that I can't hit, so I can barely hit the bottom and I can't really hit the top. So we need everybody that's in English, so that gives you a little bit more to work with. Da-la. Di-la la 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 la. That part I can do. Do that with me. Da-la la 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 la. If you got a high voice, do this part. Da-la-la, la-la-la, la-la-la. Good? In the church, the sanctuary doesn't have such a wonderful sound. It sounds so much better if everybody sings. One more time. Da-la-la, la-la-la, la-la-la. Then here's the part I can't sing. Di-da-la-la, la-la-la, la-la. Di-da-la-la, la-la-la, la-la. Try that. Di-da-la-la, li-la-la, la-la. Whole song. Di-da-da, di-da-dum, di-da-da-dum, di-da-da-dum, di-da-da-dum. Di-da-da-di-da-da, di-da-da, di-da-da-da-da, di-da-da-di-da-da-da, di-da-da-da-da. Prayer does not have to be pretty. If it's pretty, fantastic, great, it's pretty. I went to sing with these guys that sang at midnight. Syrian guys, their voices are terrible. Terrible, but they hit the notes. It doesn't sound good, but they hit the notes good. It's about the heart. If the heart is whole, who cares about the notes? Okay. And then we're going to have apples and honey outside together. Shana Tova, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody who joined in from afar. Thank you to our musicians. Let's give them a twinkle like this. Thank you to my beloved. Thank you to Tom and Jay, who are my beloveds, not on the same plane, but beloveds. Yeah, thank you to everybody for coming. It's a very ineffable. It's an ineffable time, but I feel like we're hitting on the things that it's the only way to do what. If you went somewhere else and they didn't touch on any of the things, it wouldn't feel right to me. Okay, we're on page 20. You're going to help me? Oh, let me tell you a little bit more of the story because it's cool. So I fell in love with the music of Morocco and Western Sahara and Mauritania in the last couple of years when my training before that had been further to the east in Egypt and Lebanon and Syria. And I found a few albums that were really beautiful. One is by a woman named Dimi Mint Abba. She's like the queen of Mauritania, and it's one of the most beautiful albums I ever heard. And there's a track, right? Dimi Mint. There's a track on the bottom towards the end that's called, "Oh Lord, Bring Apartheid Crashing Down." That's the title of her song, and it's about bringing an end to apartheid in Mauritania or whatever colonialist entity they were facing. And I said, that's cool. That's a good song title. I said to Zafar, we need a song title like this. We need some kind of we need to do a song title so that just in the service, we don't even have to say anything political. We can just say, this is the name of the song. This is the name of the song. The song is called, "Oh Lord, Bring Apartheid Crashing Down." And we would just play the melody and, we don't have to say anything else. That's the name of the song. We didn't name it. This one we named. And the melody is from a different song from the Western Sahara. So I took the melody and I took the title. I said, Yulia, can we work with this? And she said, here's what we got. You'll sing with me? And then I sent her a text message. I said, I found it. It's Pete Seeger meets Mauritania. When the hands we outstretch with me are shaking with fear, when the mouth of the river twists and turns into lies, when we swallow mud, when anger leaches blood, when beetles devour the flesh of the trees, when ancient terror poisons the soil, when drones scream into night, when the children lie awake for years and years and years. When ancient terror poisons the soil, when drones scream into night, when the children lie awake for years and years and years, when nightmare becomes flesh, from death to death. Sorry. When the rod is out. Wrong lyrics in front of me. Chorus. Let all things fall that break, Lord. Bring apartheid crashing down. Bring apartheid crashing down. Let all things fall that must fall. Let all things break that must break. Let apartheid come crashing down. Apartheid come crashing down. When the earth bursts with sweetness unbound, when grief explodes into flower, when the child falls asleep in my arms, when the crickets on the hills break out into song, oh, a heart could leap with joy over all there is to love. Let all things bloom that must bloom. Let all things bloom that must bloom, Lord. Bring apartheid crashing down. Bring apartheid crashing down. Let all things rise that must rise. Let all things bloom that must bloom, Lord. Bring apartheid crashing down. Bring apartheid crashing down. Your turn. Let all things bloom that must bloom. Let apartheid crashing down. Yeah. Thank you, Yulia. Okay. I think will somebody bring me an apple? Kimberly, do you mind bringing me an apple? Or bring all of the apples. Oh, Castle's got some apples. I picked the apples with my girls yesterday for you. Yeah, just bring them, whole. We'll have them whole. There might be enough. Say again? Where's the what? The apples are sweet enough by themselves. The honey's out there, but I don't know if we have a spoon. We're not as... And we have a bag full of apples. Let's pass out the bag full of apples for anybody that would like an apple, and if you would like a cut-up apple, yeah, I'll take a whole one. John, you want an apple? Don't eat them yet. Let's eat them, it's okay. Yeah. Anybody missing an apple? Hold on. They're coming. We got 5 more. if you're on the internet and you found an apple fast enough, we hope you'll join us. Okay, apples in the air. May it be a sweet new year, and may sweetness have fear inside of it, and justice, and work to make the very beautiful, gifted lives that we have available to as many human beings and creatures, honeybees and woodchucks and deer. May everybody have sweetness this year. I wouldn't share with me right now. I've got a little nasal thing going on. Shana Tova, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Thank you for being here. I'll see you soon. Isn't it amazing? Cut yourself up.
Thank you.